Welcome back to Mac Talk Sports, and in this video we are gonna review match day 3 for Group C and Group D in Euro 2024. And as compared to Group A and Group B, it was quite a bland experience, to be very honest. But this bland experience, bland games gave us quite interesting result and exciting scenarios for the next round. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start with Group D. The first match, France versus Poland. France, they were already almost through. They needed just 1 point to go into the next round. Poland, on the other hand, they needed to defeat France in order for them to have a chance to qualify in the next round. The big news, Kylian Mbappe was back with a mask because of the injury to his nose. And when the game started, France were the one who were in control, and they made the first big chance of the game. Ousmane Dembele on the right hand side makes a great run, crosses it into the box, and Theo Hernandez takes a shot, but is saved by Skrzydski. Then again, Conte is the one, makes a great run and then plays Ousmane Dembele through. He takes a shot. Skrzydski is there to parry it away. Again, the score remains 0-0. Poland finally get into the game and they make their first chance. Lewandowski, but Lewandowski heads it wide from Zelensky's cross on the left hand side. The game is now a very slow pace. It was not a really fast tempo game, but it's like chess moves being played here and there. Kylian Mbappe was very quiet in the first half up until the last 5 to 6 minutes, and then he does a great 1-2 and with Barcola, who played instead of Griezmann, who got dropped after his performance in the last game. Mbappe takes a shot and fingertip save from Skrzydski, keeps the score at 0-0. We go into the second half. This score come back, and then again Mbappe is the one. Now he's just taken control. France on the front foot again. Mbappe from the left hand side gets in from his left foot, trademark Mbappe call, but Skrzydski is again there to parry it away. The keeper was very busy, but France were pressing on, and it was like it was a matter of a time of when and not if that France would score, and they get their reward of all this pressure. Dembele again makes a great run from the right hand side, gets inside the box and gets taken out by Kiwior, and they get a penalty. Up steps Kylian Mbappe, scores it 1-0 France, his first goal in the European Championship, and France go top of Group D, at that point. But and then they had a great chance to double it up again. Barcola wins the position in his own half, makes a great run into the opposition half, takes a shot, but Skrzydski, as I said, was really good. Makes the save, and score remains 1-0. Poland, they tried to come back into the game, but the chances were not really good enough. They did not really threaten France in any way until the luck came in their way, and Upamecano makes a terrible tackle inside the box, and Poland gets a penalty. Up steps Robert Lewandowski, and his first penalty was atrocious, really bad, and it gets saved. But luckily for him, the keeper had come off the line, and he gets he takes a redo. And the second penalty was again really bad, but luckily for him, it hits the post and goes in, and it's 1-1. And the game finishes 1-1, which was enough for France to go into the next round with 5 points, but not enough for Poland. They bow out of the tournament, and it's a really sad end to the career of Robert Lewandowski, not able to win anything with his team. But we move on to the next game, Austria versus the Netherlands. The game of the night, simply outstanding. Nobody expected this game to be this good, and this game has changed the complexion of the entire tournament completely. Austria came out of the block very fast, on very positive on the ball, with great momentum, getting the Dutch into making them do mistakes, and they get rewarded. Pras crosses it in, and the ball gets put into his own net by Malan, who was starting for the first time today. He had a chance to redeem himself after some time, but his shot gets wide, and Ronald Koeman on the sideline was fuming. He was shouting at everybody. Austria, they kept the pressure up. They were, as I said, they were really up for it. They get a corner, a short corner, gets placed up. Tizer takes a shot. Yeah, his shot gets saved, but the move continues, and moments later Arnautovic had a brilliant chance to double the lead, but he was unable to control the ball, and the keeper gets the ball away. The score remains 1-0. We move on to the second half, and somehow I don't know what Koeman did in the during the halftime, but the Dutch came out firing, and within 3 minutes they leveled the game. Simmons wins the possession in his offense, starts the counter attack, plays it onto the left hand side. There is Cody Gakpo, cuts it inside from his right foot, curls it into the right hand corner, and it's 1-1. And you thought that maybe Netherlands could come back into it, but Austria, they hit back very quickly, and they reclaim the lead. Grealish crosses it in, and Schmidt heads it in there. De Vrij tries to get the ball out, but is not able to do it, and it's 2-1 to Austria. And they looked like the team that were gonna go on and win it. Ronald Koeman makes another sub, brings it Von Gross, the hero of the Netherlands, and it works immediately. Cross comes it into the box. He heads it down, and there is Memphis Depay, smashes it into the net. It's 2-2. But then VAR comes in, as there is suspicion maybe Memphis has handled the ball, but it was quite clear that he did not, and the goal stays, and it's 2-2. But you have to give it to Austria. They did not back down, and they reclaimed the lead again with a beautiful move. Baumgartner plays a great through ball, and there is Absizer, whose shot was saved in the first half, but this time he calmly slots it in at the far corner, and it's 3-2 to Austria. And then it looked like they would be able to finish the game off, but Netherlands tried their hardest to get back into the game. They had a chance to equalize the game again, but this time Van Gross heads it over the bar, and the game ends at 3-2, and Group D ends in a dramatic way, in a dramatic fashion that no one expected it to. Austria topped the group, France second, and Netherlands 3. Poland unfortunately out. Great game of football, the great end to the group, and unfortunately that should have been the last game, because the other two games in Group C were disasters. So let's talk about them. We're going to start with Denmark versus Serbia. Denmark, they knew they needed a point to go into the next round. Serbia, they had to win the game to make any chance to qualify, but it was the Danes who started the game brightly, but it was like not an open affair. It was quite boring. It was a cagey affair, not many chances. The only main good chance in the first half came from the Denmark side. Christian Eriksen tries his luck from long range, and a great save from the keeper from his fingertips to keep the game at 0-0. Second half, the Serbians bring on Jovic, and there is impact from him directly. His strength comes into play, and there's an own goal from the Denmark side, and the Serbs go mental, but unfortunately for them it gets called for offside, and VAR confirms it. Jovic was offside in the build-up play, and the game stays 0-0. And in the second half, again, there were very half-hearted chances from both sides. There were really nothing to talk about in that game, and it ends 0-0. Denmark go through. Serbia, unfortunately, are out of the tournament. Then we move on to another game, Slovenia versus England, and it's 3 games in a row. And the worst team of the tournament by far in terms of playing. England, they played the game, and it was really bad. There was a change. Finally, Gareth Southgate made a change. He brought in Conor Gallagher, and Trent and Alexander-Arnold was not playing. But it felt like England instead of going further, getting better, they are in reverse. In the first 2 games, they started very brightly. They would get the goal, and then they would change the gears. this time on, from the start of the game, they were atrocious. Slovenia were the one who were looking lively, who were on the ball, winning the 50-50s, and they almost scored, but Šeško heads it straight into the hands of Pickford. England finally came into the game around the 20 minutes mark, and their first real attempt almost resulted in a goal. Declan Rice plays a great ball to and picks out Phil Foden, who crosses it to Bukayo Saka, and he slows it past the goalie. It's 1-0, and you think, okay, finally England are there, but VAR comes in, and Foden is offside when he passes it to Saka, and it stays 0-0. And then back again, England really don't know what to do. Slovenia, they were really happy to sit back. They just needed a point because they knew, because of all the goal difference and the scenarios that have been made, that it would be enough for them to go into the next round, even though they are in the third place in their group. Kieran Trippier from the left hand on the left hand side crosses it in, great cross, but Harry Kane and Conor Gallagher, both of them are not able to get at the end of it, and the half ends 0-0. Second half comes in, there are again very no clear-cut chances, half chances. Harry Kane's header gets headed away by Šeško. Declan Rice shoots wide. There was a chance for Saka as well, but there was nothing really special. Conor Gallagher finally got a chance to play. The guy has scored 26 goals for his club, but somehow, even the team is not scoring, he is not able to start. He gets in the last 20 minutes, he had a small cameo, and he had the only shot on target for England in the entire second half. That's how bad England were. And even that shot was very tame, very easy save for Oblak. For Oblak, and it was, yeah, that basically was it. The game ends 0-0, and England qualify as the group leaders. Slovenia on the third position, they, I think, will qualify with the scenario, with the points table. Their goal difference is at just 0 with 3 goals. They are on unless and until something dramatic happens, I don't think they will be eliminated. So, but for England, it's really looking bad, and they are supposed to play one of the teams who are going to come third in the other groups. At the moment, it's looking like a Netherlands, so it could be quite a tough game. It could be a Belgium also, so that game could be very tough as well. But on the night, England are bad. They are really bad. All 3 games they have been very poor, and I don't know what will happen in the next round. Yeah, that's it for me in this video. Please tell me what is wrong with England, and what has Southgate had to do to bring them back. Basically, he is the only main problem in my opinion. But that's for me. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like the video and subscribe to my channel as well. Until next time, which will be, I think, tomorrow, for the review of the last 2 groups. I will talk about them in the next video. Until then, bye bye.